I don't know how I can explain it. It didn't feel good, if that makes sense. Um, so anyway, so it's like, okay, maybe I could, run or something. Cause I did tell my mom about it. Cause afterwards, that happened. He ordered the pizza or whatever, but it was like one of them little small pizzas, like one of them little personal pizzas or whatever. It wasn't enough to feed anybody, so I gave it to my brother because I was already so fucking disgusted with myself. Like, there goes my purity for a fucking personal pizza. So whatever. Um, so I did end up like telling my mom. Now my mom also, well, I didn't know, but eventually kind of I found out that he was also like getting my mom like hell of liquor, like like getting her so drunk and passed out, So like he befriended my mom so he could like stay around, if that made sense. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm
He
explaining
get
it.
her drunk so he can manipulate her kids, basically.
Yeah, because when I told her, because my mom, and I try not to blame my mom because I have obviously I've forgiven my mom, but I really did. I grew up with a lot of resentment, a lot of hatred towards her. Like I used to disrespect her so bad, like it was just really bad.
Yeah, so real quick, let me interrupt you more. So the people that are just tuning in, a lot of people don't know who you are, who we're talking to. We're having conversations with Amora Lex. Last week, she went viral because she went on Facebook and threatened to take her children and take them to CPS. And she's just bringing us up to speed as to how she got to this point. Now, so this is the first baby daddy. You're 15. He's older. He gets your mom drunk, and then he starts to promise you food for sexual activities. Correct? Okay. So I'm assuming this is your first baby daddy, so you get pregnant behind the sexual acts, correct?
Yeah, but at the same time, when I got pregnant with my first son, I actually didn't know who the dad was because I had actually, it was this white dude. Still don't even know what this dude's name is. So I don't even know where my mom met him. I don't know. So like, long story short, the same day that she met this dude, she let this dude kind of like move in and roommate with us. That was her way of, making her extra cheese and shit. So anyway, down the line, like, he started doing like little weird shit, like, like flirting with all of us, like me, my two sisters, and, just little weird. But it wasn't like nothing too serious. I'm just like, okay, well, obviously I can't kick the guy out because I'm fucking 15, already doing my own shit. So at that time, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just fell out of touch with reality. Like for years, I've just lived in my head because it was the safest place for me. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if my, like my voice cracks and all that other stuff.
I get it. We get it. Take your time too. Don't be in any rush.
Um, so I ended up getting sexually assaulted by that man later down the line.
So we're saying the
So
white man that your mom invited, and so you were confused because there were a white guy that was invited by your mom, and then your baby daddy who was much older to you. So obviously you had some sexual contact between the two of them in a short period of time for you to be confused. Correct?
yeah, and both well, so the white man was actually older than the other dude. So these are both grown men.
Okay.
So my sister, my older sister at that time, she already had her boyfriend who was always either there, and if he wasn't there with her, they were just gone.
Okay.
And then my other sister, I can't even tell you where the fuck she was. I can't even beat you. She was just never there.
Okay.
So it's just me and my brother and my mom and whoever else she be having around. Um,
So you get
so yeah,
pregnant. You get pregnant, and then you have that baby. That's baby number one. Correct?
yeah, and I didn't know who the dad was because I'm not gonna lie, he came out white as hell. I mean, like, and I don't mean like to sound racist or nothing, but I mean like he really, like, I did not know who the dad was.
Okay. And so that's baby number one. The baby number two, the second oldest. Who is that? Does he have the same father?
Yeah, the oldest two have the same dad, and they are actually 11 months apart because I didn't get to have that little 6 week, 6 weeks time to heal because he forced himself on me. I want to say maybe 2 or 3 weeks after my first son was born. So by the time my oldest son was a month old, I had already found out I was already pregnant again.
Wow. So through sexual assault, you basically have your first two kids were through a sexual assault. Was he ever charged? Did you ever tell the police?
So I tried to tell my mom. I didn't really get anywhere with her because, like I said, I try not to blame my mom because her mom sold her, and my mom, she's like her mom was a prostitute and a drug addict. So you know, and so when I tried to tell my mom things, I could see it, like she would kind of just like zone out or go into a different world and kind of just shake her head, and that would be it. She would just put her head down and shake her head, and that was that. And that was the help I got. So when I went to the doctor and I would tell them, at one point Children's Services did get involved, but because I still have to this day my letter saying that, evidence of sexual abuse and all that, sexual abuse and neglect and stuff was substantiated. They found proof. So I did have an open case with detectives and stuff, but my mom ended up telling them that I was lying about my age and stuff. And I have it in one of my old phones. I have so much evidence and proof. I actually had at one point recorded this man of trying to apologize about raping me, and just thinking that an apology was going to be okay. So I tried to open up my case, and by that time I had reopened that case. I was dealing with my youngest son's dad, who was beating on me, verbally abusing me, breaking all my shit and stuff. So I reopened my case a couple times, and I'm pretty sure you guys could pull up record of that. But but I've tried to give them my evidence and all this other stuff, and they're just like, well, it's already, so like, why did you wait so many years? And I'm like, well, if you see, I've reopened my case every year since the shit, every year I try to reopen my case. So I just got no help with, the legal system.
Okay.
So it's not like I didn't try to get justice. I've tried.
I get you. I get you.
Two times.
And for our listeners who there, please share this live. This is really, really deep, intense conversation. I want this to go far. So if you will, all of our listeners that we have, our viewers on here, please share this live. I need you to share this live. For those who are just coming on, we're talking with Amora Lex, the young lady who went viral last week because she went and was threatening to take her kids to Child Protective Service. So we're actually talking about her baby daddies. All right, so that's baby number 1 and 2. You talk about you had gotten involved with baby daddy number 3. And how was that relationship? You talked about he was physically and verbally abusive to you as well.
Yeah, like when I met him, okay, so how can I put it? Like when I met him, I was trying drugs. I was trying cocaine for the first time. I'm not gonna beat you.
Was he a user also? Was the baby daddy also a user?
Yeah.
So
I didn't find out until he died. Well, no, not until he died, but when the first time to my knowledge, the first time that he overdosed when I was in Florida, I had found out that he overdosed 2 years prior to me meeting him. So he already had a habit that that don't got nothing to do with me. Mm-hmm. But I tried cocaine, and I'm cool with not being that energized. They can have that. I tried it, figured out it wasn't for me, so I'm cool. I don't. Yeah, y'all can have all that. Not y'all, but the other people.
So let me ask you this. When I was researching you, I found out that your second baby daddy, the one that you talk about that has passed, his family is claiming that you had something to do with the son's death. I'm going to read. The mom posted. Let me. Look like. Okay, let me see if I can get this. I'm going to read a post that she posted after you went viral, and then I want you to, or I'm going to get Q to read it once I can find it. Looks like she took it down. Let me see if I screenshotted it. Okay, no, I did not. Yes, I did. All right, so the mom, when you went viral, the mom of your second baby daddy was blaming you for having something to do with her son's death. And she posted this on her Facebook page, and we're going to read it, and then I'm going to have you to respond to this.
Which one? This right here.
Nope.
Hashtag justice for Alex in jail for Amora Lex, who is now exploiting these children, their fathers, and our family with lies in order to get publicity and money for the public. This is a grave effect of injustice, whereas her children, including my grandson, saw her murder my son Alex. They are repeatedly traumatized and do not have the spiritual coping abilities I have by God's Holy Ghost. He is the keeper of my mind and soul. Power 107.5, who helped her to do this great evil, were notified. And you didn't see one.
So she's saying in this post that you had something to do with her son overdosing. You want to address those rumors and why she's saying that?
Yeah, so, and I don't mean to offend any religious person on here when I say this, but, I'm sorry, the truth can never be a diss. So this lady's very religious, but it's like as religious as she is, it's like she's brainwashed like a Jesus freak. So like, even how can I put it? Like, you could like watch a music video. She's like, "Oh, turn that off because you're getting brainwashed."
She's holier than
You're
thou.
like,
Let's say she's holier than thou.
Like, yeah,
Too holy.
crazy. So yeah, so she so, and everybody's had a very extremely toxic relationship before with their baby dad. It's always going to be worse before it gets better. But unfortunately for us, it was just, I don't think it probably would have ever gotten better. And but anyway, around the time that like he died, and even before, like when I was in Florida, when I first found out he had overdosed, I had said some shit to him. I had told him that he should have died because I'm like, okay, well, where was my son when you were doing all of this? Like, where's my son? Like, and it's the whole time I'm like, nobody in his family is trying to tell me what's going on. And everybody's just saying, Alex, get better, get better. So it's, I'm already getting pissed off because I'm worried. I'm trying to find out what the hell is happening is it big Alex or little Alex? Where's my son? What's going on? So when I found out that he was just out there willy-nilly just doing drugs and stuff, and not my car, but my son is just out and about, I was pissed off. So yeah, I definitely told him. I said if you should have died, but I also told him that it won't be no next time, because I wasn't lying. Look where we're at. It wasn't no next time.
So let me ask you this. Take us to the day. Take us to his last day, because from talking with you this morning, you told it that's kind of when the shit started hitting the fan. His last day living, how that happened, and how they come to thinking that you had something to do with it. Just take us to that day he passed and him coming home and you guys getting into it.
Yeah. So honestly, before he died, I knew he was going to die. So I'm hoping, because I know she still has, access to his messages. I hope she posts our messages. I knew he was going to die.
And why did you feel like you knew he was going to die?
Because I could see it. I could look at him and tell. It's like when you seriously, like, and I mean, like, this man was a serious monster to me, and I still love this man. Tried to see the good in him when I knew he wasn't shit. So it's like when you really love somebody, when you know.
Okay.
So I could spiritually, I could feel it. His mom could feel it. We were both dreaming about it. Like, she would get different messages. Like, everybody just kept telling him, like, you're bro, like, you need to sit down. So, and he just kept telling me, like, his eyes are dark brown, but it seemed like they turned black around the time that he passed, So, and he was just always like saying, I'm so tired. And I'm like, okay. I'm sorry. 1 second. I'm so sorry.
Take your time.
My son is knocking at the window.
For those of you guys who are waiting, we're talking with Amora Lex, the young lady that went viral last week. She has a lot of situations going on. She talked about giving her children up to CPS, and we're up to the point where we talked about the first baby daddy. We're at the second point where we're talking about one of her kids' father actually passed, and the family, the mother, is claiming that she had something to do with this death, and she's talking about leading us up to the day that he passed and why the mother feels like Amora had something to do with he died because of an overdose, a drug overdose. And when she comes back, she will continue her story. But I'm going to continue. Thank you guys.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
No, I was just bringing the listeners up to where you are when you were talking about the second kid and the day leading up to him passing that day. So that's where we were in the story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, he just kept saying like, "Oh, I'm tired." Like he's like just kept saying, "I don't want to be here no more. I'm just tired." And then he would just like we could be doing something like, sometimes like it wasn't all bad, but for the most part there was more bad than it was good. But, we did have some good moments. So like we would be doing something in the kitchen, just like, cooking tacos together or something. And he would just be like, "I'm so tired. I don't want to be here no more. When I'm gone, you're going to miss me." And I'm
Okay.
like, "What?" Like it would just be weird. So anyway, the day he ended up spending the night, the night prior to him dying. So he spent the night. So of course that morning I can't remember what it was we got into it about, but you know, he was just like, yeah, whatever. So he got all the kids dressed. He took them to Chuck E. Cheese. So when he came back, he had a rose for me. And I was still holding a grudge to whatever we were going at it about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't whatever it was earlier. It wasn't like a serious argument where we were physical or anything. Which we did have a lot of those, but that wasn't that it was just I had an attitude still.
Okay.
So anyway, he gave me the rose, and I felt like it wasn't sincere because we've been here, done it before. So I threw the rose on the counter, and I said whatever. And he was able to give me a little bit, a little bit to kind of just let it go, calm down. So he stayed at the house for maybe an hour or two more, and then he left. So when he left, I'm not stupid. I know him. I before we got together, we were actually friends or drug partners, I guess. I don't fucking know. So anyway, I knew him. I knew him almost like the back of my hand.
Okay.
So when he left, I already knew he was about to go hit up whoever he was going to hit up as far as friends or friend wise, go chill with them. They were probably going to go to the liquor store, get a bottle of liquor, hit up the drug people and go get some drugs, and then, find some chicks and do whatever and, go party and whatever.
Okay.
And obviously I wasn't wrong because that's exactly what happened. So anyway, I'm not stupid, but we're texting a little bit throughout the day. It wasn't like constant communication. It was a little sporadic. So we're texting throughout the day. He knew I was cooking. So he's like, well, he knows like I'm cooking. I'm like, well, the food is done. So he's like, okay, I'm about to be on my way shortly. I have a surprise for you. So I knew he was on his way home. Now, for the most part, usually when he said he was on his way home, I knew he wasn't coming because he'd either be like a couple hours after that or he wouldn't come back until the next day. So
Okay.
it was like, okay, well, we'll see if you really come. But because, the things like even through all the bad, I was not going to lie. And it sounds really fucked up when I say this, but even through all the bad, I was still going to marry him. And honestly, I'm happy that he passed because for one, he has a chance to make, better choices in the next life. And I'd be miserable as hell now if he was still alive. Because there were even times where we did separate, he would not allow me to be happy. He would still pop up at my house, even though he had a girlfriend. He had a whole baby on the way with another girl, but he was still popping up at my house. I remember a couple of times I would wake up in the middle of the night and this man is standing at the end of my bed in the dark. So yeah. So anyway,
So he
I'm
says
texting him a little bit.
he says he's on the way home. Start from there.
Yeah, so he says he's on his way home. He's not coming. So I'm just like, dang, like I thought we was really about to try to work on something. I'm getting salty because like, for the last time, like an idiot, I was really trying to trust in him and believe in him because I really loved him. So, okay, I'm getting salty. So I'm texting him like, fuck you. I know what you're doing. You probably would have bitch. You got a bag and a bottle. I'm pretty sure because you can't leave the drugs alone. All the drugs is more important than, me, your son, stuff like that. So he's still not responding at this point. In the messages, you can see I'm kind of going back and forth with my messages being conflicted, between, you know, cussing him out because I'm pissed off, and being worried, like, where are you at? I'm kind of getting worried, like, At one point in the messages, I even told him, like, bro, I don't even give a damn if you're with a girl right now. Just respond, so at least I know you're okay. Because mind you, I was still having the feelings that death was around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And when death is around, it lingers, and it lingers heavy. You're gonna feel it if you're truly attached to that person. We truly had a soul tie. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, um, he's not responding and all that. So I'm like, whatever. Probably like, I don't know. I'll probably finally get to sleep late at night. So, but the whole time I'm still tossing and turning. Like I had an eerie feeling. I could not put my finger on it, and I wasn't trying to think of obviously the death or anything like that. But it was just like, I'm like, nah, ain't nothing wrong with him. I'm just tripping. I kept telling myself, and I'm tossing, I'm turning. When I finally get to sleep, his cousin Sasha calls me, and you know, mind you, I still ain't got no response from him.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, hey, what's Alex's number? Because when she called me, this is when I finally went to sleep. I was sleeping with all my kids. That this time I only had the three boys. So I'm at home in bed sleeping with my kids where I'm supposed to be. She calls me. She's like, hey, what's Alex's mom's number? He's not responding. And I'm not thinking nothing of it because in my head, okay, well he ain't responding to me either. So I'm like, well, I can try to call her. But I'm gonna try to call him too because he's not responding to me, and he was supposed to be here hours ago. So she's like, no, Lex, that's why I need his number. He's not responding, and I'm like, I know he's not responding to me either. So I'm still just not getting it. So she's like, Lex, he's dying, like he's dead. Like she's like telling me, like that, that I mean, he's not responding. Like it finally clicked, and I'm like, oh, but what do you mean? So she proceeds to tell me that she left to go do her job, at like 10 something. And she is like now 4 o'clock in the morning. And, she's like, she's just now getting back, and Alex is still in his car in the same spot from when she left. That's a long time to be in the same spot. And she said she peeked in her house. Her son is in the house, getting sick because he was doing the same drugs he was doing, but he just didn't die. Not saying I wanted him to die or anything like that. So that came off wrong. But he's in the house throwing up, getting sick, and foaming at the mouth and whatnot. And Alex is in the car. She's like, the window's cracked, but I couldn't. I had to squeeze my arm in there to unlock the door. So when she finds him, there is a picture of when she found him actually, and the cops have that too. That's why I didn't go to jail, because you literally could tell it's an overdose. Like his head, he's in the driver's seat. His head is leaned back, and he literally has the bag of coke in between his index finger and his middle finger.
Okay, so so
So
so he actually dies. And so obviously the police talk with you was. Let me ask you this, because I think I remember seeing this somewhere. The person that sold him the drugs, were they charged?
yeah, they're actually still in jail, and if I'm not mistaken, her trial is actually getting ready to come up.
It was a female.
Yeah,
So
and
why?
actually,
So if
I'm
they've
sorry.
got somebody and they've charged somebody, why does your mom think you have? Does she believe that
His
you,
mom.
his mom? Why does his mom? Does she believe that you introduced them to drugs? Why is she blaming you?
So unfortunately, and that's what me and her also bickered about, because I love him, so I'm gonna tell his truth, but I'm a very blunt person at the same time. So if because me and her have numerous times, and I mean, if I can find our messages, I can send those to you as well. Me and her have tried numerous times to see what type of programs we could try to get him into and things like this. So her saying, I introduced him to all of this, she's already admitted he's already had a problem. She's just gonna never really find him help. So, I told her, like, because she one time I called her and I'm like, hey, there's this AA program, but they said, I gotta talk to the mom or something like that. She was like pretty much just give it to God, it'll be fine. So I told her, and the reason why she's mad is I told her, had you not tried to always just pray everything away and actually maybe really try to get some assistance for him, he'd probably still be here. Don't get me wrong, you can't help somebody who don't want to be helped, but just praying to somebody who really ain't there is not about to help either. So, also, but the night that, like I said, the night he died, I was texting him a whole bunch of foul ass things. And I'm not going to make it seem like I wasn't, because I was salty as fuck because I already knew what was happening. I just didn't know he was actively dying, or at that time already dead. So I always say, well, now I learned the hard way, if you don't say things you don't mean, because you never know when it could be somebody's last moment on earth or whatever. So I learned that lesson the hard way. But luckily for me, although I took that lesson and I ran with it, it was also still on my blessing that he already passed before he saw those messages. So
So he had passed when the cause of death, time of death. He had actually already died when you were getting mad, thinking that he was ignoring you, and that he was just out with some chick or out getting high. He had already passed.
yeah, he was already, like when I was texting him, he was already with the people he was going to be partying with that night. It just
Okay.
so happened the two people who got sick, one of them died, obviously was my baby dad. The other one was his cousin. And the girl that they were with, which it's still a lot of conflicting stories with that. And I still to this day, I will never know the truth. But I do know at the end of the day, it is his fault because the same people, the same girl that he bought the fentanyl, well, it wasn't fentanyl. He bought a bag of Coke from her, but she gave him a bag of fentanyl. And the reason why she was charged, and yeah, actually, I'm about to really drop some serious tea that his mom forgot to tell y'all. And this about to be the gag right here. But anyway, so the girl that he bought the Coke from, she gave him a whole bag of fentanyl. Turns out remember I was telling you about the infidelities? He was also sleeping with her, and she got mad because he didn't choose her. He chose me over her. Then the dude that she had already, apparently I wasn't there. I guess he already upped the gun on him. So they already had problems because they at that house, they were selling like, whatever it was that they were selling, just all type of stuff. Mind you, I kind of don't even care to say what they were selling because they already got caught. Obviously, they're in jail.
Right.
So they were just selling numerous of, substances and stuff. But so that was kind of his fault that he did die because, why would you go? Because also she's the same person who sold the same stuff to him in January when I was in Florida. So he went back to the same person that laced him the first time with giving him the so-called wrong stuff. It didn't work, so he went back and they gave him because last time they mixed it, he had fentanyl and cocaine. This time he just had straight fentanyl.
And so let me ask you: were you two doing drugs together? Were y'all doing it together while y'all were together? Were y'all? And the drug was cocaine, correct?
Yeah, and well, actually, I tried cocaine and ecstasy while I was with him, but that was all in 2017. And I think I probably tried again sometime after my son was born in 2019. And that's when I tried the ecstasy. And that was a one-time thing as well. So 2018 was the cocaine. Or 2017, I'm sorry. 2017 was the cocaine. I tried that one time, found out it wasn't for me. 2018, like sometime after my son was born, it was down in 2019. So anyway, I tried ecstasy on the night with him while we were out with his friends and stuff. Tried it, really I didn't like the way it made me feel. I didn't like the way it made me feel. It made me feel the same way as it did as the cocaine, but it also made my right butt cheek twitch consistently. So I didn't like that.
Okay.
So
okay, so let me ask you a question. I don't mean to interrupt you. So that's the story on the second baby daddy. So did he have, how many babies did you have by him? One or two? The one that passed.
One that died?
Yes.
One.
Okay, so then you have two more is that by one person?
Yeah, those are my twin daughters.
Okay, and is he still living?
Yeah, he out there somewhere. Yes.
And so do you reach out when you're when this bad luck is happening to you, you reach out to the first baby daddy and the third baby daddy to get help, correct?
Yeah.
And neither one of them helps you. Do you have their numbers? Do they not pick up the phone? Do they tell you we're not about to help you? No. How is that conversation when you're telling them that you need help?
So the other one, I don't have a phone number for him.
Is that the first one? You don't have the number?
Yeah, I don't have the number.
Okay.
So I sent the email because I had it from we had the one court case when I was getting my kids back and stuff. So, and the reason why I also don't trust him, and I know, the reason I just don't trust him. So I'll tell you about that later later on in the interview, whatever.
Okay.
But so I emailed him, got no response. The girl's dad, I have his number. I've texted him, sometimes no response, or it'll be I can't be a dad and pay child support. So pretty much he's saying if he's paying child support, then he's not going to see them, he's not going to visit them, he's not going to help me, nothing. Mind you, I'm only getting $196 every month for both of them. And then he's telling me, he's like, well, I'm working 2 jobs and I'm selling and I'm hustling on the side, and that $196 is taking all my money. How do you expect me to help you? And I'm like, I mean, if you're working 2 jobs and you're selling drugs, and that 196 is taking off taking all your money, then you might need a better career choice. I don't
Right.
know what type of job you got.
Right.
So anyway, so the night that I even called him the day I did the live. I called him a couple of times the day I did the live. Um, and then I also had the cops called. Like they talked to him as well, because I'm like, okay, maybe if a cop talks to him, then he'll be like, okay, well maybe she's actually fucking serious and she actually needs some damn help. He proceeded to tell the cop the same thing that he told me, that he's having 2 newborn. Like, I don't know if they're born or not. It's not my business. I don't care.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm having 2 more babies with 2 other women right now. I'm not worried about the twins. I don't want them. I just I can't take them in right now. And I'm like, oh, okay, well,
So
there goes that.
he avoids you too. So now you've attempted to contact the 2 baby daddies that are living. No help.
Oh, yep. And the twins' dad, I even called his aunt. And I think we actually have some text messages about that. But I even contacted his aunt and see if she could talk some sense into him and, try to, get, mediate that. Because if me and him don't see eye to eye, but obviously for obvious reasons, I don't like him. I hate him. So,
So you called the
she
aunt.
couldn't get through. Yeah, she ended up calling me back. Well, she was telling me the same thing, pretty much. I'm not about to help her, F them twins. And he even told her to stop calling him. And then he blocked her. So literally got no help.
So you went to the 2 baby daddies. Family members, were there not family members that could have helped you with your babies?
So I did ask, but some family members have medical problems right now. Mm-hmm. Some family members have other problems of their own going on right now inside their households. Not like nothing like crazy or nothing, but everybody got their own things, and not everybody has the space to take in 5 kids.
Right.
But then also the fact of the matter is my family, I'm not going to make it seem like they've never helped me. They've been helping me on and off since I was 15. At what point does, the other side take, not the aunts and stuff on the other side, because, I didn't have babies with them. They're not obligated. It would be nice if they would check in or, do something.
Right.
But I mean, like, as far as the dads or the grandparents, because now that I'm viral, they have they so-called have a story and they got a voice, and I've tried to get my kids, this and that. And I'm like, okay, well, it's too much evidence. Because, I mean, and I'm not stupid. When I talk to these men, well, I'm not going to say men because the other one I don't have a number with, but the girl's dad, when I talk to him and I'm trying to get help, I record everything because I'm not stupid. I never actually thought I would ever go viral. I wasn't trying to. But it's like, if I post these videos, everybody would see. I'm not out here lying. I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to bash nobody. I'm literally just telling my truth. And if they feel like me telling the truth or what their character was and what they did to write their story in my book, that's not my fault. Maybe they could have changed their character or did better. But I'm not gonna make it seem like I'm perfect and I've made the best decisions, because obviously I've been young, manipulated, mentally fucked over, and naive, and just young and dumb. I never knew what the fuck love was. I'm just going off the idea of what the fuck you see in the movies. Like, like I said, I was 15. I'm not gonna lie, I was still playing with Barbie dolls at that time. If anybody who so-called truly knows me, y'all would know that. I was really not into anything. So like I was an easy target for any predator, to be honest.
So let me ask you a question. And doing the research about you, there was some video that surfaced up where I'm assuming one of your baby daddies was recording you and saying, so tell them that you don't want this child. Are you familiar with this video?
Yeah, I'm pretty in that video, and it's crazy because now, I don't know, people are going to always try to bring out the worst or showcase the worst in somebody, because actually that video, I think I was pregnant with my youngest son. And yeah, what I'm saying in the video, I'm not going to lie. I was so ready to not be pregnant no more. I was at my lowest. I wanted to fucking die. So I probably was saying all that shit. I wasn't lying at that time. I wanted to fucking die. I did not want any type of ties to him. I didn't want to be alive no more. Like, y'all don't, like, no, I don't think nobody understands, like, the mental, like, it was so much mental and physical abuse. And I'm pretty sure y'all can see I'm a little, like, I'm crying in the video. I'm pissed off. I'm clearly agitated. more so than the normal person. But a lot of people, they're just looking at that video, but they're not going to realize that this man was just beating my ass before he pulled out the camera. So
So
it's like,
so which daddy was that? Was that the first one or was that the second one that made this video with you? Was that the last one?
um, that was the one that died.
Okay. Okay. That's the one that moms think okay. All right. And you were
Yeah,
pregnant.
so his mom is posting like all type of old videos from like 2018,
Okay,
17,
yeah.
and anything. And like,
She's
yes,
on a smear campaign to smear your image. Did she get these videos out of his phone when he died? How did he post this video? How
yeah,
did this video surface?
she's posting, mind you, he's dead. She's going through posting everything. He's not doing anything. He's been dead almost 4 years. No, it has been 4 years that he's been dead. So she's going through posting and everything. Now, if you guys actually go to her page, she's literally been posting about me every day or every other day for the last 4 years. And even before he died, she was posting about me. Like, and actually, I do have a lawsuit, and actually, I have a team of like, legal looking at her right now because we have 4 years of evidence of defamation of character. She's been put out some of my medical history, because she actually told everybody that I was raped before I was ready to even talk about stuff like that. So yeah, she's posted nude pictures of my son because like, every baby's gonna get a damn diaper rash.
Mm-hmm.
He had a diaper rash. She tried to say, I don't even know what the fuck she said, but long story short, she posted a picture of my son's, all his private parts, just trying to bash me on a picture that not only did I not know she took, that she didn't have permission to take. Like, where is his dad? So when his dad's not around, you're taking pictures of his body parts. So also, and a lot of people don't know, um, she really is mental, and that's the reason why Children's Services took my son from her and gave him back to me. Because also, when my son came back, he needed behavioral therapy and stuff because he was still in not pull-ups, but he was still in diapers when he came back to me. My son is 5. So he was still in like diapers and stuff like that. Wasn't, just certain stuff that he should have been doing. He wasn't supposed to be, he wasn't doing at his age and stuff. And then he would say certain stuff like, am I about to get in the shower with my brown grandma? And, he has 2 grandmas. He has my mom and then, the dude's dad, the dude that died's mom. And she's darker than my mom. My mom looks kind of white. So, and I'm like, okay, what do you mean get in the shower with your brown grandma? So, like, it's certain things that he would say or do to where I know, like, she was so mental that she was over there doing stuff to my son. Now, I don't know, like, I'm not saying, like, she was sexually abusing him, but, like, mentally, she was fucking him up. Like, she was really fucking him up because if you also look at some of her posts, she's also, talking about how she's saying, oh, my son is seeing his dead dad all over the house. And she has pictures up of his dad everywhere. And she's like, oh, yeah, you see your dad's shadow? Like, I mean, the chick is fucking crazy. And then she's like, I'm going to make sure I tell him that his mom killed his dad, when the death certificate and the coroner's report both literally clearly state and show the chemical process of what he had in his system and all of that other stuff.
Overdose.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get back to when you went to CPS. What was that conversation like? And I had somebody that, did CPS that day you went, did they take your children? Did you leave your children there with CPS that day?
When I left the CPS building, I think I left at like maybe 2, 3, or 4. No, it had to be about 4 o'clock in the morning. My kids did stay the night at CPS.
Okay, so and then answer the question. We kind of saw on live they were asking you these questions. What did you tell them to be able to leave? You just told them you couldn't take care of your kids. What did you tell them for them to to say you can leave them here? What did you tell them for the people that didn't see your live?
So I was just like telling them like everything that I've gone through, and I was just like telling them like mentally, like hold on one second. I'm sorry. So I was just like telling them like at this very moment, like mentally there is nothing wrong with me. Like everybody's trying to poke holes at my past, and they want something to be wrong with me. Like I've moved on in my life. I don't live there no more. But I was telling them like right now I've got so much going on, and I'm reaching out to these baby dads. They just want to keep seeing me fall. They don't want to help. Like I'm just mentally, emotionally, and spiritually drained. Not mentally insane, just mentally drained. I've exhausted all my resources. If you see a lot of the comments, you know, a lot of people say, well, I don't know how she could be struggling right now. She's always had money. I've always been a hustler. I've always got some money. But it's like lately, I want to say probably since last year, like since I got my daughters, all my kids back, I have not had no support system, like, or even before then, but like it was really really bad, like nothing. Like both my daughters had therapy 3 times a week. Alex also had his emotional and behavioral therapy as well from, you know, when I got him back from faith. um so it's all these therapies I'm trying to work. No, like daycare, you know, no help, the dads ain't helping, diapers, it was just so much. And I was just like, you know what, I'll be damned if I struggle it again. And if I do struggle, I'm not going to struggle with them, because like they've been through the struggle. Like my oldest son will tell you, like we've slept in abandoned buildings. I've pulled all nighters, staying up, making sure no crackheads walked into them abandoned buildings while my kids was sleeping. You know, like I've had to play that. You know, I've had to do certain things I wasn't proud of to take care of my kids. You know, you know, I don't. When I went to this one shelter down here, it's called Van Buren. To be honest, if they were smart, they would actually really shut that shelter down, because it's not safe for nobody. No, especially no women with children. Um,
So
it's really messed up. I really think the mayor might want to look into that one too. But you know, trying to go to a shelter and seek assistance, they don't help you. Literally, all they do is just, yeah, you can come in, but you can't really bring shit with you. And if you do, you kind of got to leave it somewhere where everybody else can kind of dig through it and take your shit. Um, and then, you know, whether it don't matter like what's going on there, they wake you up at like 4 or 5. I think it was like 4 or 5 in the morning.
and
Like you got to wake up 4 or 5 in the morning
yeah, in your
to and get
shelters.
out.
Yeah. So when you
Yeah,
leave
and ain't
them,
no businesses or nothing open.
so when you leave your kids there that night, you leave all 5 of your babies there overnight. Do you come back to get them the next day? Do you tell me how and why did you come back to get them? Because they were in the system when you left that night, correct?
So no. So in the video, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. She does say, "Well, CPS now has custody of your children." So a lot of people don't know that if the cops take your children, they don't actually take them. Because like what happened is I took my kids to the fire station. You know, we talked their safe place, haven or whatever. They couldn't take them, so they called the cops. And they was like, hey, you know, we have a situation. We need help. You know, we don't know what to do, but we do know this young lady needs resources. So that's how we ended up at Children's Services. And so anyway, when cops bring your kids in, you know, they have what is called law over your children. So when the cops, you know, took the kids to CPS, they didn't give CPS custody, but what they did do was give CPS law, which means CPS has law, but I still have legal custody. And because it was over the weekend, we didn't go to court, so they was never able to legally take custody, because by then, you know, they was, once I told them everything, and they was, because at first they were thinking, okay, is it a mental thing? And even the cop that I was talking to, like, they was like, okay, well, you know, is it mental? And they started talking about the codes and stuff. And she was like, no, it's not that at all. She's not mental, like, at all. Like, you know, nothing was wrong. So, you know, they was like, we obviously see like there's nothing wrong, because if they felt like there was something mentally wrong with me, I probably wouldn't, you know, have legal custody of my kids, or, you know, they would have took them, or, you know, I would have an open case. I don't have an open case with CPS. You would think I do, but I don't have an open case with CPS. But anyway, they was like, listen, if you can think of something, because now that because mind you, I didn't have nobody coming forward, and I had no, mind you, as you saw, I was live for hours prior to that. Even still up until, you know, leading up to going to CPS, I was still reaching out for help, behind the scenes, still not getting no response. Nobody was coming forward until I guess they saw I was really up there, like it wasn't a joke or something, you know, like it was like a last minute type thing.
Right.
So that's when I started getting all these messages like, hey, I'll take them, all this other stuff. But it was like, you know, they had already used like, okay, well, we you know, they say, oh, well, we have custody, we're going to keep them here for the night. But, you know, so that next night, which is, I dropped them off Friday night. So that Saturday, I was waiting for somebody to call me back. And nobody had called me. But then that Sunday, I started getting calls from, you know, the agency and whatever. And they was like, well, I talked to the supervisor, and she talked to her supervisor, who talked to whoever supervisor else, whatever, you know, and they were just saying like, we don't really have a concern to be taking custody of your kids, and we don't want to take custody of your kids because if we do, it's going to be so hard for you to get them back, and we don't want that when there's nothing really wrong. You just need help and support. So
So you get them back
she
the
was
next
like,
day?
if well, kind of, but no, not really. So she was like, it's Sunday now. So she was like, if you can find somebody to take your kids and you can come up with a game plan, or if you can just get them placed so you can get yourself together, we don't have to go to court tomorrow and take custody. So what ended up happening is I found, there's some people who I came forward. So, I talked to them, saw their homes and stuff like that. And I was really moving fast. I only had like 24 hours to do
Right.
all of this. So,
Right.
I talked to them, met up with everybody. They got the kids. Because we know the kids were still at Children's Services. So we all met at Children's Services. And, one by one, they're bringing the kids down and giving them to who I said is going to take my kids. So I have legal custody of my kids, but I chose to place them elsewhere because obviously I can't do it right now because I know for a fact I don't have a house. So I just have to get my stuff out of that house, and then kind of just figure it out from there. But, it's okay. It's not the first time I've lost something, but the next thing I get is going to be better than the house that I have now, because the house that I'm losing now was an upgrade from the house I had last time. And it was a really, really, really big house.
Right. Right.
So I know I'm going
Right.
to get it again, especially now that I don't have my kids with me. I can grind and really work like I wanted to work when I did have the kids.
So are all the kids together? Are they in separate homes? Tell me where. You don't have to tell me where, but are they all five? Did one person take all five of them? Are they at two different homes? Where are they now?
They're separated into 3 different homes.
Okay. And are they seeing each other? Are they not kin? Because the reason why I'm asking is how important is it for your children to still have a relationship with each other? So, obviously they're in 3 different homes, but are they getting to see their siblings?
Yeah, actually, as of right now, I'm only in the car because I'm doing my interview. I have exactly at this very moment, I have all 5 of my children with me.
Good.
Yeah.
And so are they with you just for visitation purposes? Do they have to go back to their prospective places that you lined out for them? Or are they now back with you full time?
No, they're not back with me full time. I mean, if that is something that I wish to do, I have all will and free range to go and do that. So the people that I've placed my children with, it's already written out and notarized that I can come and get them at any given time when I want to. Of course, respective, of their schedules and what they have going on and stuff, So I still see my kids almost, if I don't get to see them every day, I see them every other day, or I talk to them on the phone, but they are seeing each other, well, damn near almost every day. So they ain't really missed too much of each other. So
Okay.
they're still seeing each other.
Okay. So
It's very important for them to have a relationship because I know for a fact all we have is each other.
Cool. Okay, so now we're at a point of the podcast where we're going to take some comments from, and when I tell you there's a lot of comments, and I know that you've done a lot of interviews, and I know that you understand that there are going to be some people that are pro Amora Lex, and there are going to be some other people that are not pro. On this podcast, we always try to read as many comments as possible. Q is looking at me like, you're not going to be there. So why don't you, Q, just kind of scan through some good comments, some bad comments, and then Amora, the comments that you want to respond to, you much very well can. The comments that you don't want to respond to, you can just say I don't want to comment. I'm assuming, because I'm going through the comments, that this interview is posted on your page, so there are probably be some people who are not supporters of yours, and that's okay. They have their own opinion, and everybody can say what they want to say. And but like Q, go ahead and start reading as many comments as possible, and you stop us some more if you want to comment to some of these.
Okay.
Hey, Amora.
Happy Mother's Day to you. I forgot to tell you that, Amora.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, for sure.
Oh,
Sorry.
thank you.
Kay Williams.
You too.
Thank you. Kay Williams said, ask her, is the rapper she messing with going to get her help for her kids? And why didn't the rapper put her and her kids in a better position, being he has a bag?
I will respond to that.
Okay.
So when I say the rapper that I'm messing with or whatever, so I am, not like sexually talking to, but like I guess we would put it like a mentor or whatever. But that is a very good question, and the reason why I haven't asked him is because he has already helped me. Not only has he already helped me, but I don't know if you saw my Valentine's Day post. He's already paid 10,000, or actually over 10,000, towards my student loans for my financial aid, so I can finish school. He's done enough.
And is this
And
somebody you're
actually, that's
dating? Is
more.
this somebody you're dating?
No, I'm single. I'm not dating nobody.
He's
I'm
just a
actually
friend.
not even sexually active. Yes, yeah, just a friend. I've never sexually been with this person yet.
And so let me
Not
ask you this,
yet.
because this just leaves the obvious. If he's paid $10,000 to your student loan, why the hell he can give the $10,000 to you and say, "Damn them student loans"?
Yeah.
Because at that time I was already more than substantiated. Like, I didn't have no problems. I didn't have no
Oh,
struggles.
this was
I
foul.
just,
This wasn't recently.
yeah, this was earlier in the year.
Okay. Okay, I get it. And at
So
that
this
point
was
in time,
I
you
was I
wasn't.
was doing really good.
Yeah, you wasn't in
Yeah,
financial
I was doing
distress at
really
that
good.
point. Okay, I get it. I get it. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I needed help with school.
Okay.
And it's like, you know, and granted, behind the scenes, I'm still in contact. We're still thinking about, working on things, and but here also, who am I? I'm not trying to get handouts from, anybody's hard-earned money. So it's like, if you donate, you donate. If you don't, you don't. Is not expected. You're not obligated to.
And let me see.
I'd
I
say
saw somewhere, not to interrupt you, but I saw somewhere doing. I did a lot of research on you, and I saw somewhere that people were trying to say that you were doing this for financial gain. Let me say this, and I don't know what you're doing, but when I contacted you, you did not ask me for a dime. You are not. I need to say this to everybody. You are not being paid for this interview. Okay. I want to state that for the record that you did not ask me for a dime to come on. Okay. So that speaks volume when people make up this thing that you're doing this for financial gain. I would see, I've requested interviews with people, and the first question that they ask me is how much are you paying? And I want to say this for the record. Amora Lex did not ask me for a dime to have this conversation with me. All right. And so I just want to put that out there. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
because no offense, that 10K, I would have pocketed that and put my loans in forbearance or something. Ain't no way, baby.
Yeah.
That's some advice for you, Amora. Yeah, but
yeah,
they're wondering where your kids are right now. Like a few people have
Yeah, I
asked.
think she already answered that.
What she
That
say?
I think she said that they're with somebody, but she has them today, and she can take them full time whenever she gets ready. So today they're with her, but they are still living at the places that you guys decided with CPS that they could be. Correct, Amora?
yes,
Okay.
and yes, they are, and I have full control over my situation. Like I said, CPS is no longer like involved. They've never opened a case, so it's literally just me and these people. Upon agreement. And what's been notarized and whatnot.
Okay. Someone else asked, Heather Kinshay said a lot of people were confused thinking she just wanted to kick it because right after giving them up, she posted about going out and shaking ass, making people feel like she wasn't concerned about the kids and just wanted to be free. Can she address those rumors or truth before she's done, especially since that's where a lot of the backlash came from?
Yes, and thank you to whoever just asked that question. I know if you guys can, I'm pretty sure that the screenshot is out there because I've seen the screenshot myself. So if you do happen to, run across it, please look at it because people have selective hearing and reading. People only want to see and hear what they want to see. So I did say shake my ass, but when I said shake my ass, they missed the whole first sentence. What I said is I just want to clock in somewhere, like go clock in at a W-2 job, and then when I clock out, I want to go and shake my ass in a strip club because that's fast income, like that same day type of money. I don't got time to wait. 2 weeks right now. I'm on a mission, so I wanted to take that fast money, invest that somewhere, and then triple that investment, and then try to expand whatever investment I do happen to invest in into another city and state, and then flip it, invest it there, and then bring it back. So I'm really just talking about generating multiple streams of income to try to reach my goal quicker at the end. But society, they saw the three words ass shaking club and they just completely forgot about exactly what I'm saying. So it's, it wasn't my fault that they couldn't connect the dots on that, but that was, I mean, it really, I don't think it really could get any more simpler than that.
Okay.
I think that's what that 10,000 was for. To
Right.
just she can use that 10 G's, not on the student loans, and shake her
Yeah,
ass for a second.
but I guess her here is saying that at that point she didn't really need the money. She was all right at that point.
You
know
gonna
what I'm
always
saying?
need that.
Oh, that's
You
what
talking
she's
to
saying.
her? Yeah. Okay.
But I'm always, I'm like, I'm not a greedy person. So if I was more than okay, then, I'm like, hey, I don't need help with my bills right now because I'm an independent mom, obviously, because I was a single mom since I was 15. So I'm like, hey, my bills are straight, but I do need help with this student loan because I can't enroll right now without it. So,
Okay.
right now, obviously, my education is an important thing because I'm in school for music and stuff. I'll graduate with my bachelor's next year.
Okay.
Okay. Edwina Burke said, girls, stop. $10,000 for a damn student loan. Hell, that's money to use for your children. Man, please make this make sense. Oh my gosh, she's triggering me. A manipulative liar. Happy Mother's Day to the real hardworking mothers. I gotta go. Enough of this BS. Forgive my profanity.
I'm sorry. I think her selective hearing is triggering her. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Amora, don't. Marcella Winston. She said, "Amora, don't explain to these folks. Do what you need to do for your own mental well-being."
I get that too, Amora.
Yeah, I do too.
Thank you so much. Because I definitely try to pay attention to more of the positive ones because those who get it are the ones who get it. Those who don't, they just going to be lost in the sauce. I don't know what to tell them.
Yeah, there are a lot of positive comments on here. We're going to try to get some of them, but we do want to kind of go and read some of the other comments as well.
Okay. Yakima Thomas was giving you some advice. You get a grace period to pay student loans back. I just finished nursing school in 2022, and I haven't paid anything back yet.
Well, and they've already been paid, so I mean, the money's already gone. So at that point, I mean, there ain't really nothing to do about that. It's already been paid towards that. So
yeah, I don't think they meant to attack her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to focus too much on the coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm here now.
Get it?
What can we do now?
I 100% agree with that.
Okay, you can continue with the interview. Oh, they asked, why is she so mad at her twin sister who was helping?
So did you hear that, Amora?
She said, "Why am I so?" That's not necessarily why I'm mad at her.
You have a twin sister?
I do.
Okay. And I'm assuming, are you and your twin sister beefing or something?
No, my sister's here too. We've been kicking it all day. But as far as like my sister, I don't want to be cussed out for asking for help, or I don't want to be cussed out because you feel like something I'm doing, or like, how can I put it? Like, okay, boom. So say if, because, like, I don't know if you saw, like, I was saying I give rides and stuff too, for a little bit of cheese every now and then too. So I'll give somebody a ride and I'll split, I don't even give a fuck if it was $20. I'm going to still split it down the middle and give her 10. Because, I mean, why not? It's still something. You still watch them, why I did the ride. Because sometimes I would come over here just to chill when somebody would hit me up for a ride and I'd be like, hey, well, can I go do this ride real quick? So, yeah, that's, I would split it down the middle with her. But anyway, she'll be like, hey, like, especially like this whole thing when I had lost my childcare and stuff, she's like, hey, yeah, I'll watch them or whatever. She watched them for one day and she's like, mind you, we obviously know I'm not about to get childcare the next day or whatever. So it's like, they'll watch them for either a day or 30 minutes and they'll be like, okay, I need a break. And, I'm like, at this point, you're wasting my damn time because, I mean, I'm appreciative of the help, but it's like, they still gonna fucking fire me versus that one little funky day I put in.
Right.
So it's just like, I'm still grateful because you still tried to help, but I was better off just not getting it, because then it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, well, shit, I don't have time for, I need a break after 30 minutes or a day or whatever the fuck, so fuck it. I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna take my kids home and I'm gonna fucking go to work because I need this money. So she was like, I don't think you should take them home. And I was like, well, I really don't have no other choice. I'm about to lose everything, so that was literally my last choice or whatever. So, instead of just leaving me be to, make my decision, she takes me, fine, you stupid ass bitch. I don't need that if that's how you want to fucking help me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
tired of dealing with that. I've been dealing with that since I was 15. I'm not
Right.
about to keep dealing with that shit because, eventually all that shit it fucks with you mentally.
So are you? Do you have more comments, Q?
No, go ahead.
So let me ask you this. Obviously, you've went viral now. There's a lot of tension on you. I'm assuming that people are reaching out now that you've asked for help. The one of the reasons why I admired your story was because in this day and time, people are harming and killing kids when they can't take care of them. So I do admire the fact that some may question that going live was not the way to do it, but you got some results where people can help you. I admire that about you. People are saying that you did this for financial gain. You didn't ask me for a dime to have a conversation with me. If given again, would you do it the same way? If you were in a situation, do you feel like going live was worth it? You're in a better situation as it relates to you've got them stable. Would you do that again?
It's going to sound messed up. So pretty much you're asking if I was to rewind time, would I make the same decision? If I was to rewind time, I probably would make the same decision because probably if I rewinded time, I still didn't have the same help.
Right.
And not only am I receiving help, or just not even just help, but like support. Some people have shown me resources that I've looked into and that I am looking into. Some things that I didn't even know about. And these are some resources that the agency, like Children's Services, these other impact, and I'm trying to think of all these other urban league, like this is stuff that they couldn't even help me with. Um, so yeah, I would do it because I'm also raising awareness. Because honestly, in 2024, everybody is everybody's got something to prove to somebody. Really, I don't think anybody really is in touch with reality. So it kind of showed people like this is reality. Like not everybody got something to prove. Not everybody out here trying to flex on somebody. I'm just trying to pay my way through my own life. And if it bothers you, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm just trying to pay my way.
Okay.
You
Put that
do
in there
got
for
some
me.
good comments. You want me to put mine?
No, no. Go ahead and read our good comments.
Let me
Okay.
read some good comments to you, Amora. Yvette Christopher said, I'm glad you reached out for help and you're trying to get things together. So many stories like this had fatal endings with the children and or the mom. Keep working on making the best for you and your children.
Thank you so much. And honestly, I know for a fact I did the right thing. Um, can I say this really quick? Um, so I definitely know I did the right thing because no, I wasn't, beating my kids and neglecting my kids. I was so stressed out that I was starting to be mean to them. Like I wasn't like, like verbally abusing them or anything because I know what it feels like to be verbally abused. But it was to a point like I would sit in my car. Like I didn't want to be, or I would just be in my room. I didn't want to be around because I couldn't think. It was like I was literally going insane trying to think of solutions, but I can't think because I'm hearing mom from all different directions and stuff. And I also felt like it wasn't fair to my oldest kids because honestly, we see it too many times that a lot of the reason like a lot of these little boys, hit the streets is because they see their mom struggling and they want to help their mom. But the only, at 14, 15, 16, the only real type of income you can get because you can't really get a job. What can you do? Boom, go sell drugs. So boom, they either hit the streets and all this other stuff. I don't want that for my kids because it wasn't unfair to them that I lived across the street from the park and they're seeing all these goddamn kids at the park, but they can't go outside because guess what? They in the house watching the younger ones because mommy's at work. That wasn't fair to them when I laid down and have them. So where they are now, they have the opportunity to be kids and actually pet and play.
Yes. Go ahead.
NBAJ said, people trying to put her down are ridiculous. Our society is sick. Why not take her at face value in the fact that this started for her cry for help? Yes. Yes, I do. Sonia Anderson said that I'm a single mom of 4. I know how hard it can be, especially after everything you have been through. I'm really praying for you and the kids, sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
Andrea A. Dev asked, has she been to therapy since she made this decision?
Yeah, I was going to talk about what about therapy help? Have you went to seek some professional help?
No, I have not. To be honest, not yet. Because I'm not going to lie. Up until like my interview yesterday, I was thinking like, okay, like I've moved on in life. Like, don't get me wrong, I have moved on in life. I don't live there no more. But a lot of the trauma that I've endured from my interview last night, and actually, tonight, and just reopening all them cans of worms that I've masked and put in the back of my head. I don't think I've actually truly dealt with any of that trauma. I've just kind of moved on from it because it was like my normal. So it was just like, oh, okay, fuck it, move on to the next. So it was like I never actually sat there, you know, and analyzed. Like if you guys see my post on Facebook, I've analyzed me, and I've analyzed how that trauma has made me into a person, like character wise and stuff. You guys might want to check that post out. It's pinned. But um yeah, I don't think I've actually had time to actually, heal from that,
Yeah,
because I've never had time to actually heal and go the next
and
stage.
definitely because you went through a lot of childhood trauma that is still affecting your decisions today. And so, because you was sexually molested multiple times, you've went through a lot of physical, mental abuse. You might want to look into that might be affecting the way you think, the way you move, your future relationships. At some point in time, you're gonna want to, I don't know. Do you want to be married? Do you want somebody to marry you? So you might.
I mean, in this very moment, I mean, I would overall would like to be married, but then again, I'm not really sure if I want to, because right now, the way it's looking, 2024, there's really no such thing as love. And it really, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
so
I don't know if I want to be married
and
anymore.
and the fact that obviously my co-host who's not here tonight, she made that statement about there is she doesn't believe in love either. I think it's because people get hurt and you just disappointed. I do believe that real love exists, and maybe because you've been through so much trauma that's why you believe what you believe. But that's why I think most people are saying you should probably seek some help, because that's not normal behavior of what you went through, right? You went through a lot before you were, I'm assuming, 20. That's not normal behavior. And so you might want to get some professional help to unpack that trauma that you went through, your childhood trauma. Q, do you have any more
Yeah,
comments?
I'm definitely not gonna lie. Like, obviously, I can say I might be a little. I'm definitely fucked up, but like not in like a bad way. Like, like where I'll be out here trying to hurt people and do all type of crazy stuff. I'm still trying to be good to people and have a good heart and be genuine and stuff. But on the inside, yeah, there's it's black.
Go ahead, Q.
Rita Kelly said, "What positivity is being drawn here besides getting a job and supporting your children? Even after school, you still have to find a job. I truly believe if people around you hold you accountable and tell you this is what people face all the time, um, unfor- unfortunately, but you can do it. Now that you put it out there for help, what are you going to do now?"
That was kind of long. I didn't.
You want me to read it again for you?
Basically,
Yeah, she's saying like
yeah,
now that I have.
yeah. Basically, what she's
Yeah,
saying
go ahead.
is that you've put the story out there. What are your plans going forward? Basically,
Um. Well, honestly, I definitely want to continue my schooling. I don't know if you guys heard me say in my last interview, I start my new job on the 14th. I have another one that I start in about a week or two. I'm just waiting to get my last two licenses, which I'm working on right now. Um, but I do want to continue, as well as, like my other things, like my modeling, my music, which I'm in school for now. So obviously that was always, a career goal. So I'm going to continue to work towards that. I do have two businesses that I filed with the state. So I'm working on those, which is my skincare line and my clothing line. So I'm honestly just going to try to use this exposure not only to spread awareness, but to also get my business ventures out there and try to create those multiple streams of income for that financial stability for me and my children.
did you graduate high school?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have college experience? Do you don't? Do you have a degree in college?
I do have some college credits.
Okay.
Because I've actually, with my kids, I've tried to do school multiple times. I've ended up having to stop school so many times. So yeah.
Okay, well, so I'm going to say this again for the people that's coming on, because what I'm about to do is some people might agree with it, some people may not. I need to preference this again by when I asked you, contacted you this morning and asked you to come on this podcast for Mother's Day, because I truly believe that there are more people that are struggling like you're struggling. They've tried everything, they don't know where to go, and they are resulting to harming their children and doing some unbelievable thing. Much respect for you for, asking for help, crying out for help, using the resources that you had, which was the Blue app, the Facebook app, and going live. I am going to do this. So for the people, I have posted, I'm going to put it right here. I have posted Amora Lex's Cash App. And I have already, if you'll look at your phone, I have already sent you a Cash App. I'm going to ask, look at Q.
Where mine?
You'll get yours.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to ask our supporters.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to ask our supporter to donate to this movement, to this cause. To the people that says that, I don't believe her, she's lying, she's using drugs. I don't really get into that. When God put it on my heart to do something, I be obedient. I do what God has led me to do. As whatever you do with the money is your business. If you've misused the funds, that's your business as well. As a giver, you move my heart. I know that you are struggling. I know that you did struggle. You were very honest about things. You can always tell when people are trying to manipulate because they don't tell the shit that they fucked up on. And you were very honest in this conversation. I respect honesty. This podcast is built off honesty and transparency. So I really, really appreciate that. I'm going to ask you guys if you will donate to her. I'm trying to share this Cash App here, which is Alexis Wright 23 $ Alexis Wright AlexusWright 23. And I want you to put Unpacking the Baggage podcast in your donation so you can separate what money you earn from this conversation. I've started it off. I would not ask my viewers to do anything that I didn't do first. So I started off. I did. I started off.
And I watched you do it.
Yeah,
I thought you was putting in my Cash App.
So I have.
Thank you, by the way.
And you didn't ask me for that. So I'm going to tell again, you didn't know that I was going to do this. All right. So you was willing to come on, talk about your situation, get people to disagree with you and not knowing that you were going to make a dime out of this. All right. So I'm asking people to donate to this Cash App. Again, $AlexusWright 23. Donate whatever whatever God put on your heart to donate. If it's $1, donate that. If it's $5, donate that. If it's $100, donate that. If it's $500, whatever God put it on your heart to donate it. And in the subject line, I'm going to ask you to put Unpacking the Baggage podcast so that she's able to know how we rock. And most of our subscribers and listeners are from Arkansas. My heart goes out to you. I felt your pain when you did this live. I didn't know that it was going to go as far as it went. I didn't know that I was going to ask you to come on. I didn't know any of those things, but I did see your live when you did it. I think Brittany Arnold shared it, and I clicked on it. I was working that day, so I didn't see all of it. But as I start to research you and find out your story, I just felt like you were really honest. I've seen some past interviews that you've done, and you've been honest about your dealings. You talked about that you said to the baby daddy when you thought he was, you were mad at him. I've gotten several inboxes from what I believe to be the victim's parents. And I will say to you guys, I'm not going to put her name out there. Some of the people in the comments are also asking what her name is so they can go to her Facebook and see her response. I will say to you that if you want to come on and tell your side, the platform is open, but that's still not going to change what I done for Alexis. But I will not use her time to put your name out there to put your stuff out there. If you want to have a conversation, you're in my inbox. You found out it. Let's have a conversation. Maybe we can bring you on. So I'm asking you guys to please, if you will, put in the Cash App. And if you want to put on there that you've donated, you can. Just put Unpacking the Baggage in the subject line. Whatever you do, hopefully that money is there to help you find some stable housing for your kids. Obviously, you have a car because you're doing the interview in your car. But hopefully, in one of your interviews, I see that you had spent $1,300 in food that you lost when your house caught on fire. So all of that food that you had lost, your house went on fire, you lost it. Are you still getting government assistance? Are they helping you try to find another home for your kids?
No, like I'm still haven't gotten any help from any of these agencies, and I've been calling and whatnot, but it's hard to get a hold of people here, or they drag it. They because they're not going through anything, so they're gonna take their sweet time.
So I see somebody here is asking, what's the foster's mom Cash App? And that's your prerogative whether you want to get to the foster's mom. But, I kind of look at it. I'm not persuading you to do what you want to do with your money. But obviously, she has to find a place for them to come back to after the foster mom is dealing with them. And so if you want to, give to the foster's mom, I don't know if she knows it, but, I would encourage you guys to kind of give it to her so that she could find a place, a residence. Are you working? I didn't ask you that, Amora. Have you gotten a job? I guess this just happened last week where you lost your job because you didn't. And I saw where you worked from home in your previous job. So when you lost that job, it was because you couldn't work from home because you didn't have a home anymore. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, they out here shooting. But go ahead. It don't
Are you
bother me. Go
safe?
ahead.
Are you safe?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, you said they're out there shooting.
They close, but it's.
Yeah,
I'm used to it. I guess it was just like, damn.
Okay. So as I said, there's her. I don't have the sponsors Cash App for the person that asked that. I would just only say that what somebody does, if it's your right intention to give where your heart say to give. But I don't put into, a lot of people may say, well, she might be doing anything. Hey, whatever you do with the money, that's on you. I appreciate the fact that you came on, you told your story, you as honest as you possibly could be.
Where is she located?
She's in Ohio. You're in Ohio, correct?
Okay, I thought she was in Memphis. Why did I
Yeah.
Okay, so you live in Ohio.
I thought
Yeah.
Memphis.
Okay. So as I said, whether you give $1, whether you give 100, whatever your heart desire, give it to us so she can get a stable place for those babies. What ages are the 5 babies that you have? How old are they?
My oldest is 11. My second child that follows is 10. My third child is 5, and then the twins, they're 2. They'll be 3 in November.
Do they know what's going on? Have you talked to them about why they're in this place, and do they know what's going on with you?
Yeah, they actually knew about it. Because before I did it and before I went live, I kind of was already kind of starting to see that I didn't have any other options.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 weeks prior, I had already considered giving them to CPS, but I didn't want to do it. I tried to hang on. So they knew 2 weeks prior, and as well as the very same night, what was going on, why it was happening, and that I loved them. Because I didn't post it because I wasn't trying to do it for attention or anything. It was more so when I go back and I watch this video, I'm going to be in such a better place that video won't matter no more. Or it's going to be a reminder to me that when I get where I'm going, to keep going so I don't go back to that place. So I recorded what I was telling them, while I was dropping them off, the conversation, because I actually even asked them yesterday or the day before when I seen them. I was like, hey, I love you guys. I miss you. Are you guys okay here? Are you guys happy here? Are you guys mad or upset? And they looked at me. They said, well, why would we be upset, Mom? We love it here. You did everything right. So
Good.
The people might be mad, but my kids aren't, because I don't have my kids, obviously. So nobody knows what I deal with when I'm not around them. I'm obviously struggling by myself, but it's easier to struggle by myself because I can sit in my car for 16 hours while I'm trying to figure something out. They can't. So they're happy. They didn't want to sit in the car anyway. So they're happy. And that's
Good,
all that matters.
good, good, good. Well, as I said, thank you for spending. You've been on the phone with us a little bit over an hour and a half, and I'm very grateful and appreciative that you wanted to come on our platform and give your story. As I said, a lot of the people are saying big ups to you. There's a lot of people that's struggling the way you struggle. I am sowing a seed into you and hoping that, you know, whatever God has for you and your babies, that you can get to that. And I feel like you were brave, because not many people will go on and be as transparent as you was in that Facebook Live last week. Not too many people will do it. A lot of people will just sit in the, you know, situation and not ask for help. Some people challenge that you did it the wrong way. I don't feel that way. So whatever you do with it, hopefully, I hope and pray that on this Mother's Day, I know that you don't have, or you do have your babies. That's not the typical mother.
Yep, I got all 5 of them. Yeah, we're spending the night together. When I get off the phone with you, we'll be doing some family Jeopardy. So yeah, we got you know, we just chilling today.
Well, good. As I said, and I'll just kind of end with this before I let you go. I've asked that you guys support her, whatever you guys feel like, and if your heart don't feel it, then don't do it. But I've sent you a Cash App, and I wanted to be the first one before I asked someone to do something that I didn't do. So I've supported the movement, and hopefully those funds will help you to get those babies a safe environment, a place for you to you're able to get on your feet and get you a job. You sound like you are an intelligent woman. You're actually going to
Thank
school.
you.
You sound like you have it together. I would encourage you to seek some help for your trauma that you've went through, because that's not regular. And you might think that you don't need it, but I can tell you, you probably do. So, you know, whenever God lays it on your heart to find some professional help to get you through this childhood trauma and some of your adult trauma, it seems like you still got a lot of trauma going on, that you seek some help.
Yeah, and talking to y'all, it actually did make me realize I probably actually do need some help emotionally to deal with and unpack with this, because I've healed, but I haven't fully 100% healed, and I want to. So yeah.
Is there anything that you want our viewers to know? You talked about some kind of line that you have. If you want to give any of your social media so people can follow you, is there anything that you'd like to get out of this conversation? We've talked a little bit about your business. So is there anything that you want people to know out of this conversation?
Yeah, like, you know, I do know I'm not the only one out here struggling. And if you do need help, you know, where you don't have nothing to prove to nobody. As you see, I'm struggling, and I was very transparent with mine. If you need that help, go get that help. No, I'm not at all in any way, shape, or form inspiring parentless kids out here. Whatever you do, make sure you do it with a plan and stick to the plan. But if you would like to follow my journey from the beginning to the end, as well as my music career and my modeling career and just any other venture I find myself into, you can follow me on Instagram at Lamborghini_Lex, and Amora Lex on Facebook.
Okay. Say it one more time. So the IG is what?
Lamborghini_Lex.
Okay. And then
It'll say Twin Stacks underneath it as well.
okay. And then your Facebook is Amora Lex.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Amora, for spending some time with us tonight. This interview will post onto YouTube. We normally take a day or so to get it up. We're streaming it on Facebook, but it'll be on YouTube so that you can share it. I will tag it to your page, and hopefully you are Unpacking the Baggage podcast supporter now. We do this on Sunday, every Sunday at 7 p.m. And then Brittany and I, who is my co-host, who is on the road, as you saw some past episodes, she's not with us. We also are doing some midweek things. This Tuesday, I'm going to have some conversation with I can go ahead and let you go. I didn't want you to hold on to the rest of it. Is there anything else you want to tell us before we let you go?
Thank you all for the love and support. The ones, you know, that are positive, it does help me. So I definitely want to thank you for that. Other than that, then no.
Love on those babies real hard. Take care of them, and you never know how you may be motivating them as well.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you have a good Mother's Day.
You too. Thank you.
Okay.
A good Mother's Day. Hell, it's over.
Well, the rest of it. So as I was saying, Q, you be Lord have mercy. So listen, before we get off this Tuesday, we're gonna come midweek, right? I'm having some conversation. I'm gonna go to the barber shop, right? And I'm gonna talk to some gentlemen. Why do you look like I don't even get to finish what I'm getting ready to say?
You right. That's
Okay.
why I'm like, you don't care.
This Tuesday, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna have some conversations with the men. All right, we're gonna talk men issues. We're gonna talk baby mama issues. We're gonna talk issues that men go through, and we're gonna have some great conversation. It will be in a barbershop. I don't know the name of the barbershop. It's actually the barbershop that Eddie Kane cuts in. DJ Eddie Kane, Orlando. I'm trying to think of Bree. I'm trying to think of all of the guys' name that are in there. The guy to the left, I can't remember their name, but we're gonna have some great conversations. Please tag, ladies. Listen, if you want to hear some good guys talk about struggles, some good dudes.
Which ones is good?
Hey, you'll see. You'll see. We're going to start this broadcast this Tuesday around 7:00, and we're going to talk some issues that men go through, and you're going to have opinion from some good guys. Tag your baby daddies. Tag your husbands.
I'm blocked. I can't.
Tag your girlfriends who are looking for some good guys. This is going to be some conversation. And we're calling this episode Shop Talk. All right. Shop Talk. All right. And then I seen that Brittany, we're looking for some young ladies to have some female conversations. I don't know what she's calling it, ladies night or whatever, but next Tuesday, y'all tune in. Next Tuesday at 7:00. This Tuesday at 7:00, we're going to go in the barbershop and we're going to have some conversations. I don't know how this is going to look. I'm still struggling at how we're going to set this up, but we will have different
Technical
perspectives.
difficulties.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to do. We will have, you're laughing at me. We will have different perspective from guys on this Tuesday, and we're calling it Shop Talk with the homies, with the guys. All right, so we're going to deal with a lot of men issues. We're going to be what?
They're going to be lying. They're going to be gossiping because at the end of the day, men gossip more than women do.
Well, what's going to happen is we're going to talk about a lot of issues that men go through. We're going to talk about, financial help for the women, what they think about that. We're going to talk about men who have their children. We're going to talk about a lot of issues, and you're going to get to hear from a guy's perspective and a guy's point. So, Q, you will not be there.
Why?
Because you'll be hating.
No, I won't. I'm just going to sit there and listen.
I don't know how I'm going to get the comments read.
I'm going to read the comments. I ain't going to say nothing.
Okay, you going to be there? You're
I'm
more than
be
welcome.
there.
You're more than welcome to come, because
come.
we're going to need somebody to read these
comments.
and let their truth be their truth. Do not be in there. I'm gonna tell you right now, we're gonna put your ass out. Do not be in there arguing with these guys. You be there, read the comments. You can roll your eyes, because I know you're gonna be doing them eyes rolls. These people are saying the way you be rolling your eyes, and you give your comment.
They said my expressions. I can't help that.
So this Tuesday, 7:30 this Tuesday at the barbershop. It's on Geyer Springs. I don't know the name of it.
We're gonna be in Southwest?
Yes, that's where the
Now
barbershop is.
we're gonna hear the gunshots this time.
So that's what's happening. That's what's coming up this week. And then I think Brittany, she will be back. Brittany is off getting her bread right now. Brittany is a truck driver by trade, so she is out there. I text her this morning. I text you this morning. Happy Mother's Day, did I not?
You didn't text me Happy Mother's Day?
Yes, I did.
No, check your phone. No, you didn't. You didn't send that Cash App either.
Well, we're talking about the Mother's Day right now.
A Mother's Day present. Like Miss Marcella said, every day is Mother's Day.
Well, I mean, I text you this morning.
No, you didn't. You sent me
Who
the
did I
address
text?
to here.
Ooh, I text somebody the wrong thing. Let me go through my text message this morning. I call
Oh,
myself texting
motherfucker.
you.
I keep telling this nigga so old. Oh, my God.
You better hope you get to live to be my age. That's what you
52?
better hope.
I better.
Yeah. Let me see, who the hell did I text this
He
morning?
texted the wrong person. Thank you, Candy. Thank y'all for the Happy Mother's Day. He texted wrong. I'm talking about I told you Happy Mother's Day. No, you didn't. And me and Brittany in a group chat.
I didn't text the group. I wanted to text y'all individually. I text Brittany as well.
You sent me the address.
Well, my
to
intention. I sent you the address to here. My intention was to look 901. What does that say? Q. What does that say?
Happy Mother's Day.
What did you say?
Thank you, Brian. Oh shit. Well, that was a text message notification. That wasn't a Cash App, so I seen
No.
it, but I didn't
Go back
see it.
and say that I didn't text you Happy Mother's Day this
Oh
morning.
my God. Okay. Oh, motherfucker. You sent me a Happy Mother's Day text.
Well, you
my
delusional motherfucker. Because you can't even check.
No, I'm not the one delusional.
So did I not text you Happy Mother's Day?
We ran into some delusional motherfuckers. It ain't me.
Did I not text you Happy Mother's Day?
Yes, nigga.
All right, well, go
did.
back and apologize for that.
B-Level sent me a Happy Mother's Day text.
Well,
I apologize.
Thank
Happy
you.
Mother's Day, Miss Lori, Candy, Katrina,
Damn.
Miss Brown, Miss Marcella, Unique, Becky. Happy Mother's Day, Yakima, Miss Marcella, all y'all. Happy Mother's Day, ladies.
My God.
You just want to argue. We
No, I
haven't
don't,
argued
but
all day. Brittany's not here, and you just want to pick an
no,
argument.
No, but what I'm saying is you give me so much grief. I thought about you, all of the women that are important to me this morning. When I got up, I sent them a Happy Mother's Day text, and you
I'm
replied to
sorry.
it. Then you get on here in front of me and say, I ain't do the shit.
You're right. You sent me a Happy Mother's Day text. You didn't send me a Cash App.
So
That's
is
why I
that
didn't
the only
remember.
thing that you're appreciative of is the Cash App?
Shit, she was, and you didn't get on to her.
This girl don't have, her kids don't have a home. Britt. You got a home.
I know. I'm not making fun of her situation.
You been sending your Cash App?
Yeah. Shit.
Damn.
What bitch gonna turn that down? Be fucking for
My
real.
goodness. All right, so listen, our sponsors, we didn't even play them this morning because I wanted to get on with Amora Lex. Our sponsors, the first one we have is Boone's Hands Farm. If you're looking for a 3700 South University, if you're looking for a place to practice your craft, holler at Angel over there. And then the other one is Waste Home Solutions, where they'll bring the dumpster out. You can put the stuff, the garbage out of your business or your home into the dumpster. Then they'll come back and they'll get the dumpsters. I am looking for a sponsor to do our presenting sponsor. That is open. We have over 3 million views and over 73,000 viewers that listens every week. If you're trying to promote your business, we got a spot for you. Inbox myself or Brittany Arnold. All right. And then we can tell you how to sponsor. Okay. Also, I need you to go and I need you to follow the Unpacking the Baggage fan page, Unpacking the Baggage fan page, because pretty soon we're going to start going live from the Unpacking the Baggage fan page, and we will just tag my page on it. All right. So I hope you ladies have the rest of the Mother's Day. Hopefully, it's the rest of your day is great. And, tell a friend that we are looking for people to watch our podcast, and we got the next one coming out this Tuesday at 7:30 at the barbershop. Until then, is there anything you want to say or argue about, Q, before we leave?
I'm not even argumentative.
Okay. All right. Until then, we'll see you next Tuesday, same bad time, same bad channel. Good night.